Hi gang, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Ed Makes, and in this episode I'll be making a painting, and so I guess it's Mr. Ed Paints. And last week I did a painting of Grizzly Peak, and you can kind of notice in that painting that there are some foothills that lead up to the top of the mountain, and in the middle of those foothills there's this Madrone tree, and when the sun sets it casts a shadow along this foothill, and I thought it was really interesting, so I studied it for a few weeks, and now I think I'm finally ready to paint it. So when I started out with this painting, I grabbed my paints and put them in this container so I could mix them and save them. And as soon as my brush hit the canvas, I was like, oh, those are acrylics. Well, that's great. And I just squirted all these acrylics into this container. I probably pretty much ruined them. So yeah, this will probably be the only painting I get out of $12 worth of paint. So I'm going to have to turn this one around. But anyway, I did realize that it wasn't watercolor like I had planned, and I had to switch gears. So it didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted it to, but I thought it turned out okay. I like it. It's pretty enjoyable. It's not super realistic, which wasn't something I was going for. I was more going for how it made me feel when I look across the mountain and I see this beautiful shadow stretching out from this singular tree amidst this the golden waves of the grasses that are up there. Most of the lower foothills are just covered with grasses, and I'm not sure if it's has something to do with the climate. I think it has more to do with there may have been a lot of ranching that went on over there up on that part, so a lot of the trees were taken down and opened up to put sheep or whatever on. I don't know for sure, that's just my theory, but that side of the mountain is pretty much cleared of most of the trees until you get to the top, where it's too steep to graze, I presume, or too steep to clear off, so there's still trees there where they haven't burned with forest fires in the past years. But it's got some beautiful forests up there, and from my side of the valley it looks small, like sparse. But I've seen videos of people walking through those forests, and I can tell you it's pretty substantial. I mean, when you're in it, you're like, wow, this is like a real forest, you know? And it's on the side of this mountain, which I find really interesting. Everything out here fascinates me because it's so unfamiliar coming from the Midwest. Everything out there just seems pretty pedestrian and mainstream to everyday life, but then living out here, there's so many extremes. It seems like it's different for a lot of people, and I like to share those differences because I notice them. I certainly notice, and I'm not casual about anything out here. And I was just thinking the other day, there's no place in Illinois where I could go and not find my way out easily. You know, no woods, or there's nothing. But here I could go up the hill, walk off a path, and be lost. People would have to come and rescue me, and that kind of is unnerving. So the wilderness here is a scary thing, but it's just as beautiful as it is scary. You got to take it all, and I'm trying to paint the beauty of it from a distance, and I think I did okay. And if you think I did okay, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the likes and comments on past videos, and to my new subscribers, thank you, and to the subscribers who have left, I'm sorry, whatever I did. And till next time, you guys, take care.